Hey everyone, this is my reaction to the first episode of Goblin Slayer. Now, this anime, when I first saw it on the seasonal anime chart, it didn't really jump out at me or anything. I was like, oh, looks like I don't know, probably an okay-ish, if albeit generic fantasy anime or something. Maybe I'll watch it, maybe I won't, we'll see. And I was wrong because I got a lot of people telling me that I need to watch this, that it's good, the source material is good, that it's also a couple people telling me that it's also pretty dark, so which that's not exactly surprising because just Studio White Fox is doing it. They definitely like their dark stuff. So yeah, so clearly I misjudged this anime upon my first view of it on the chart. So after everyone made comments about it, it kind of bumped up from a yellow maybe to a green, most likely going to watch. So yeah, that's why I'm here now watching it. And this currently has a very respectable score on MyAnimeLIst, like above an 8. So yeah, clearly, at least the normies like it if it has that high of a score. So that's something, right? So yeah, all I really know about the premise is that there's a party that runs into trouble. I think it involved like a priest or something, and then the Goblin Slayer shows up to help them. And I think he hates goblins. I think that's his thing. Like he just slaughters all the goblins he sees. I think that's what his character is about. I don't know. Let's just get into it and find out exactly what we're in for. But before we do, since this is the first episode of a new series, I'm going to explain to you how I do things. I do not show the full anime footage and audio when the reaction for copyright reasons, but I do show you enough on screen to follow along well enough if you wish to do so, but also enough to sync up your own copy of the anime with my reaction as well, and watch it that way for the ideal viewing experience. So yeah, with all that out of the way, let's get into it and see, what we're in for. 3, 2, 1, play. Pretty cheery looking beginning. Uh, already starting off with the priest in trouble, huh? Yeah, that's by the beginning. Goblin Slayer. Very cool title card. But yeah, very black and white aesthetic there. Then I had the I suddenly have color. Yeah, she looks like a newbie. And now I guess we're gonna see how she got there. The fate of particular adventurers. A typical guild hall. Are you sure? Sounds about right. I mean, not everywhere would agree that 15 is adult, but the Master Sword. Okay. Porcelain. That's a sad rank. Yeah, I figured. Usually copper's the lowest. But she seems nice enough, the clerk. Yeah, so they can identify your corpse, basically. Nice staff, though. Yeah, don't bite off more than you can chew. Of course, people are inviting the cute girl over. The cute newbie girl. I mean, especially when she's a healer, yeah, they'd want her. Let's see, we got a witch or something over there. Yes, slaying some goblins. We're gonna be goblin slayers. Well, that's unforgivable. We gotta take them down. Are they? In other words, this is a bit above your pay grade. That's how you end up getting killed. That attitude right there. In fact, it's already kind of reminded me of Grimgar in a few ways. And that's what our fate was sealed. Oh. You could just go with something easier, but I guess goblins aren't the toughest enemy ever, and they do have a fairly big party, but you have a new party member that's not familiar with any of you, so I will... And that's the cave. That's the cave that she was in at the beginning. That was even harder to fight. Yeah, you're right to be afraid. No, we shouldn't be doing this. This is a mistake. I'm pretty sure something's gonna go wrong. I don't know specifically what, but something's gonna go wrong. You're all gonna die aside from her. Not enough space in here for a dragon, but I doubt it. Especially when the cave ceiling is too much for you. Are you hitting on me? Okay, so wizard. I figured. She looked more like a witch to me, but still, I can accept wizard. The cave's not the only thing that's dripping wet, I'm sure. I should hope so, but I feel like they're gonna say no. I knew it. I knew they were gonna say no. Yeah, what do you think we are, high-budget adventurers or something? We can't avoid luxuries like potions. Or, you know, good equipment. We'll see how well that helps. It's a pretty big caveat. Did we find treasure or a wounded person? Or another one of those? Yes, there was. I noticed. Wow, shows how much you pay attention. I wouldn't want to be a party with him. Yeah, we need to rush to our death. Or stop dilly-dallying. Yeah, I don't want anything bad to happen to this cute little priestess, but I know it is, so it's unfortunate. Okay, that's bad, because that means it's gonna be hard to escape. Yeah, but there they are. Yeah, let's see how this works out. I'm guessing not well. Especially if we're separated, that's pretty bad. Like both of our spellcasters back there with no tank. You know, one of which they can't fight at all. Just heal. You got one, congrats. What about the others? Well, their confidence went up at least, but that's about it. Ugh. Yeah, it's not good for her. Please give me back my stick. I need that to kill you guys. That was rude. Oh, wow. Nice kick. Just swing your staff at them. Sure, that will help. Ooh. Yeah, I think they underestimated the goblins. Yeah, I bet that hurts. Probably a first time being penetrated by goblins. I mean, she already looks dead. But at least we have healing magic. You know, for a little bit. Until that runs out. Okay, you're gonna hit a teammate. Calm down. You guys are the very definition of amateurs. I'll swing my sword wildly in this cave. That'll work. Did he get stabbed or bit or something? Oh, I stabbed in the leg. If only we had a Goblin Slayer to help us. Which does show up eventually. Probably not until most people are dead, though. Oh no, that's a problem. Yeah, there goes him. It's a good thing I'm not emotionally attached to most of these characters. But still gruesome nonetheless. Did you try doing it again? I mean, it could be she's already dead, so healing doesn't work. She does look dead. Oh, yeah, she's a melee, like a fist fighter, so she doesn't have to worry about dropping her weapon. Okay, that's a problem. That's not a child. That doesn't look like a child at all. Uh, yeah, it's gonna break something. Ugh. Yeah, that's oh damn. Uh, yeah, that's pretty traumatizing stuff to watch. And she's dead too. I liked her, so that's unfortunate. Yeah, that's pretty bad. They went the last bit of cloth. Oof. I haven't waited until they're all taken care of before the goblins just have their fun. Probably, probably not the adventure she was hoping for, right? You guys just don't view her as a threat at all because she can't use attacking magic, so... She's lucky to still be alive. I still don't... Oh, she's alive. Barely. Oof. Ah. Well, the goblins caught up. Yeah. Once they're done with her, they'll move on to you, so... Yeah, it's a fitting response. Well, I'm glad they find this amusing. I can't say that I do. Is that the Goblin Slayer back there? Because I don't think the goblins will be laughing much longer. I don't blame him for wanting to slay goblins, and this is how they act, so... Yeah, that's got nothing on him. I wonder if he also lost his party like this to goblins in the past, but he was a noob. It was like the last survivor of his group, maybe? I don't think he cares too much about your attacks. Oof. Yeah, next up. Well, you've been saved. The Goblin Slayer. Also your hero, I guess, in this situation. Title drop. Might want to do something about that arrow wound, though. It's a pretty high rank. And yeah, he pulled out. You have a band-aid. Yes. When a stranger suddenly gives you something to drink, you should take it. I'm pretty sure she's probably beyond saving. Okay, that's why the healing didn't work. Yeah, just put out of her misery, basically, is all I can really do. Yeah, there goes the wizard. Yeah, just a little bit on the dark side, I would say. No. Drink it, feel better. Try again next time. Yeah, the big one that slammed the one girl around. Hobgoblin. Well, understandable, I wouldn't want to be alone. Not a lot. Better than nothing. Make sure it's dead. Oh, okay. You're just gonna rub yourself with dead goblin blood. I'm definitely interested in hearing more about his backstory to see why he hates goblins as much as he does. I mean, it's understandable. We've seen how horrible they are. I mean, killing an enemy that invades your place is one thing. Slamming them up against walls and ceilings and raping them is a bit different. A bit overkill. Okay. That's what they got behind them, pretty much. They didn't notice the crevices. And he's an expert on goblins, so, you know. Yeah, I assume we're talking about the one that was slammed around. I don't know their names, there's no real reason to remember them. I wonder if he keeps track of his total kill count. You'd think he would. He's killed a lot of goblins in his day. Yes, enough. Really? Yeah, she was really lucky he was here. Otherwise, yeah, she would not be in a very good position right now. By now, they would have finished up with the other girl and moved on to her. Yes, we really need it. That's a bright light. Yeah, take out the shaman first, definitely. Only one kill and we leave. I guess that makes sense, but yeah, watch out for the trap. Oof. It don't fall. The hobgoblin. More lights. Ah. Oof. And dead. Uh, in other words, you're now useless. Just kick it away. Yeah, probably not worth the money. Yeah, so don't worry about it. Yeah. It's poor goblins. I mean, not really. I mean, that's for the best, but they had no chance against him. So, is she still alive? I mean, barely. Definitely not doing so well, though. Do you have a potion for her? I mean, she probably has at least a couple broken bones, at least, so probably wouldn't. Plain dead. Well, yeah, that's generally how it works. Is that the secret room? Oh. Children. We're gonna kill them, aren't we? Yeah, they are goblins, so I figured. Yes, killing them is for the best. Still not an easy thing to do. For people that haven't done anything wrong yet. No such thing as a good goblin. If you looked really, really hard. Yes, definitely a fan of goblin genocide. Uh, uh, I mean, I would do the same thing, but still, it's hard to watch. Man, he looks terrifying. Uh, yeah, this has been a rough day for her. I mean, arguably worse for some of the other people that went to that cave, but still, a bad day for her. Yeah, seems so. Yeah, we got to see that. Uh, well, at least she survived. So are we gonna join a new group, or are we gonna join the Goblin Slayer here? She seems happy to see her. And to be the new here. Oh, chainmail. Definitely will help, you know. So it seems like she's gonna join him, but of course, that's what he does. Yeah, it definitely seems like we're gonna be joining up with him. Better to be with one very good party member than a bunch of rookies. Bunch of arrogant rookies. Yeah, that was the first episode. And yeah, I'd say this is the darkest show of the season without question. Nothing even really comes close. Of course, I don't really react to a lot of dark anime. It's not really my area of expertise with reacting. It's more like lighthearted comedy type stuff, but still, a very good first episode. Definitely a very promising start. I will most likely, well, I pretty much guarantee to continue with it. I'm interested to see where this goes because he's a Goblin Slayer. He kills goblins, that's what he does. It doesn't seem like he has any interest in anything else. And if that's the case, I could see the series becoming a bit more boring after a while, if that's literally all he does. So I'm curious to see how they'll manage to keep it interesting. Because it's not going to be that interesting if every episode's just a matter of, okay, what Goblin Cave are we going to today? You know, so I'm curious to see what they'll do for that. Or maybe we will find a good goblin at some point. That was creepy. So yeah, nothing after the credits. I didn't think so, but I had to check. You never know. So yeah, that was the first episode of Goblin Slayer. And the title did not lie. We had some goblin slaying. Of course, we also had some rookie adventurer slaying as well. So pretty much we had our new girl, our blonde girl, whose name I really should remember. Shinkan? Is that really her name? It says Ona Shinkan. I guess it's called Priestess, though. It's easy to remember. So Priestess, she became an adventurer for the first time, you know, now that she's an adult. And she wants to join up with a group. And a group wanted to join up with her that showed up. Like, hey, new girl, we just so happen to be in need of a priestess, so you wanna hook up with us? We're just gonna go after some goblins. It'll be easy, don't worry. You know, a nice way to ease you into this whole adventure thing. It won't be too bad. So what do you say? Want to join us? We got a pretty good group here. Aren't you guys porcelain members? Are you sure you want to do this? We should probably get somebody a bit more qualified for this to do this. Nah. We got this. We got this priestess now. We totally got this. Let's go. And then they went to go take down the goblins. The goblins are a problem because they attack villages that, you know, kidnap the women and then keep them as their plaything. They reiterated that a couple times in the episode. We definitely got to see a bit of an example of that, because not only do they do that with villagers, they do that with adventurers that attack them as well. If they're not strong enough to take them down, they will kill the guys and capture the women. That's just what they do. And they didn't care, though. This adventurers, they figured they could take care of it. They figured they got this, and they walked through. Of course, they fell for pretty much all the traps. The goblins may not be super intelligent, but they're not morons either. The Goblin Slayer said as much. They set up these little totems there to distract you so you wouldn't see that crevice there. So when they went past that, and then you had the priestess say, hey, I think I sense some evil behind us. They're like, don't be ridiculous. There's only one entrance that we came from. There's no way they could be behind us. Don't be silly. But of course, they came to that crevice that they didn't see because they weren't smart enough they weren't perceptive enough to see it. So that's how the goblins got the jump on them. When you're in a cave and the enemy comes from behind you and in front of you, you are screwed unless you're very experienced, very skilled, and have good teamwork. Unless you have pretty much all those elements, or just insanely overpowered, you're going to die if you get surrounded like that in a cave, because it's very difficult to maneuver. You can't go forward or backwards to gain distance between your enemy. You can't swing your sword around too much without hitting a wall or something. So it's a very difficult position to be in. You don't really want to fight in a cave at all if you're a rookie team, because it's not easy. It's very difficult. Some of the worst slaughters happen in caves for that reason. But anyway, the goblins showed up, they attacked, they were kind of separated, which made things worse. You had the spellcasters, one of which they can't use any offensive magic, getting attacked initially by the goblins, which, you know, the wizard definitely got wrecked in that scenario. She got one attack successfully, then became very arrogant because of that, like, haha, see, I got this, you goblins are nothing compared to me, and then they just surround her and stab her and just completely destroy her. And yeah, basically just rinse and repeat. That kept happening. More of them kept fighting. Eventually, their one tank that had a decent chance of fighting them off lost his sword because he hit the rock again. They all jumped him and killed him, and just people kept dying and getting stabbed and punched and slammed around and having clothes torn off and raped. And it was just a very, very bad first adventure attempt, really, is kind of the takeaway there. And she did her best to escape. She carried the one girl who had been poisoned and pretty much looked dead, but she wasn't quite dead yet. And the poison was the reason why the healing magic wasn't working, I guess. And she was carrying her nonetheless, and she probably shouldn't have done that because she had enough difficulty to escape regardless. Just added on to that by carrying an almost dead girl, not helping at all. Now, the priestess would have been captured as well if it wasn't for the fact that the Goblin Slayer showed up when he did, so she got pretty lucky in that regard, because all he really cares about is killing the goblins. He actually wasn't as evil as I was expecting. I was expecting him to, like, not care at all about rescuing the women or anything, just, you know, like when she made some comment, but what about the kidnapped girls with the fire? He's like, don't worry, it won't happen, the fire won't spread that far. I was expecting him to say, who cares about that as long as we kill the goblins? I was actually expecting that, a bit more evilness from him. But no, he actually seems to be an okay guy so far, you know, comparatively, you know, with the goblins. But pretty much, yeah, he actually got a little bit of help from her with her using a shiny light to illuminate the dark cave. The darkness is also a big problem with caves because you're fighting up against goblins that are used to the darkness, and you are not. So that's another big obstacle for the cave. Just caves are a very bad location to fight is kind of the takeaway what I'm trying to get at here. But at the end, he successfully killed them all, including the shaman, including the hobgoblin, and the kidnapped girls were rescued in the end. And it seemed that the one girl that was slammed around did survive in the end. Of course, it was a very traumatizing event nonetheless. He probably is not going to be very happy even in the near future. But she is alive, so where there is life, there is potential to be able to move on with your life and seek some happiness. But so far, it's not looking too good with her. Hopefully, things do work out with her in the end. But, you know, all you can do is really hope, though. See, definitely a lot of people died, though. Most of her party's basically done. Like, she needs to find a new party. And her new party is essentially, right now, is essentially just the Goblin Slayer. So, I guess we'll see how that goes. Yeah, pretty much really all there is to comment on the episode. It really was just a failed raid, essentially, when you boil it down. But yeah, definitely the goblins are not ones to be underestimated. A lot of rookies apparently do that because they're so small and weak, but they are in numbers. They do have their home field advantage in the cave. They are a little bit tricky. So yeah, I can see a lot of rookie adventurers probably dying this way. So it's definitely sucks, but we're gonna kill more and more goblins through the course of the series, so it'll progressively become less and less of an issue as more and more goblins die. It's Goblin Genocide the Anime is basically an alternative title for this. Because that's what he's doing. So, pretty good start. Like I said, pretty good start. We'll see exactly where the series goes from here, if it will be a Goblin Cave of the Week sort of plot, or if we'll get to something a bit less episodic. I don't know. Only time will tell, but I really liked it, and I'm looking forward to more. Thank you for watching, and a special thanks to Cnouki for supporting the channel. If you enjoyed this video, I hope you consider clicking the like button and leaving a comment, because that's a great and easy way to let me know that people want more. If you want to do something big to help the channel, you can support me on Patreon and get nice benefits like early access to certain videos. See you next time.